Guys, if I had to say anything about this episode, I could not feel my voice the next day after watching it. I was literally screaming of excitement because we saw some familiar faces that we should just jump into the review, shall we? We find ourselves in a land port where we see three clone prisoners to find out that one of them is Hauser! I was so happy to see that he was okay from season 1 and the trio gets placed in a ship to be deployed off. But it wasn't until we saw another ship attacking the Imperial ship and we saw that it was with Echo, two other clones, and Gregor! Their ship gets attacked towards the Imperial, and then the retrieval group makes their way towards to save the clones and retrieve any data they can get before it gets deleted. But then the officer suicides himself and more Imperial ships are heading their way. With enough information collected, Echo and the group escape in one piece. We are then intent for Crosshair to be taken to a lab, and just seeing that there are more clone prisoners there does make me curious on what is going to happen with them. But the focus is on Crosshair as he's being sat down to see Dr. Hemlock and he tells them that he isn't there for punishment. Hemlock simply asks where Clone Force 99 is since he now knows he used to be with them and is looking for Omega. But Crosshair says he's wasting his time since he actually doesn't know where they are now, but it brings irritation towards Hemlock. He makes sure the troopers strap down Crosshair and brings out the probe droid to inject him with the truth serum. It is then that a nurse barges in to tell Hemlock about the attack on the ship. Shifting the scene towards Coruscant, we are at the underground garage for Hauser to explain Senator Tucci about their imprisonment and the uncertainty on where they were going to be taken. Echo tells Tucci about the information he collected from the log and tells her he's going off to get the information decrypted. Back on Tantus, Crosshair is still getting injected, but the nurse tells her to shut it off since he needs to be alive to speak the truth. Unfortunately, as the straps get loose, Crosshair uses to his advantage to shoot the troopers and points the blaster at the nurse. Even though she opens the door for him, she warns him that there is no escape and lowers the blaster. But he doesn't do that and sets the blaster to stun as he stuns the nurse and takes her access card to make a leave. It is speechless for me to say that he is taking down two troopers to then a group of them while limping is admirable. He then makes it to the command center to make a transmission code plan 88. But his transmission has been spotted and the room he's in gets smoked, and the last thing he sees is Hemlock before he falls into the toxins. On Pabu, the docks are slowly being restored, and Shep and Hunter are having this moment to still talk about whether or not the group will permanently stay. Until the moment gets interrupted by flying lessons with Tech and Omega, and his face is just pure fear, and it's hilarious and cute to watch this kind of moment together. Even when she learns the tech turn, it was impressive, I will say so myself. It's then the signal goes off for Omega and Echo to have a chat, and then it goes to a race with each other. Once Echo lands first, he mixes hello with Hunter until Omega landed and ran over towards him to give him a hug. This moment was too cute, and then we shift over with Tech and Echo to give him the data rod. Back on Tantus, we are in a meeting room with Hemlock talking with Tarkin on a hologram about the rising number of disobedient rogue clones that likely caused the attack on the ship. While Tarkin just wants to get rid of the clones, Hemlock suggests taking the clones off of Tarkin's hands with his own experience we don't know about. All Tarkin wants out of Hemlock is to have a briefing of what he has planned for the clones, and then he ends the call. It reaches night on Pabu. Hunter and Echo are having a chat on how they've been doing on their own. It's good to see that Echo is helping Rex make a move with rescuing his brothers, but Hunter does make a point on what will satisfy his end, even with the numbers they have against the Empire. Tech interrupts this moment to tell what he's found on Echo's data rod, and he even mentions Crosshair turning against the Empire. It's so heartbreaking to see Wrecker and Tech are worried that their brother is in trouble, considering they also found the transmission he sent out that they are now being targeted. Though it does make Hunter get his eyebrow raised on whether or not to trust Crosshair again, and it's fairly understandable for him to assume it could be a trap. And the last scene we get with Crosshair is him getting strapped tightly and Hemlock demanding to know where Omega and the batch is. Yet this time when he knows he made that transmission, he will not speak at all, and he is now going to get his serum injection increased until he breaks. This episode was by far an amazing episode on who we saw, and considering that this is the last final episode before the finale 2 episodes. Considering that the nurse was focused upon this episode, I just want to know why she is so important and what are Hemlock's plans for the clones he has prisoned. I definitely can say I hope the batch stays on Pabu permanently, but we don't know what's to come and we just gotta wait for the final 2 episodes. But I hope you liked today's review, and if you got any theories for today or for the final 2, put them down in the comment section, and actually, me and Green Warrior 291 will see you in the finale review video. Bye!